What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we are diving into the Ultra League Premier Cup Classic with a Chandelure team. We're turning up the heat. Chandelure, when Incinerate got introduced to the game, was one of my favorite Pokemon, if you guys remember, back when it first came out. But today we're going to utilize a strong team that I think can handle the meta of Whalens and Fighters that we're seeing quite a bit of. So it's going to be Magnazone, Chandelure, and Shadow Gyarados there. It's actually Shadow today. Apologies about yesterday's video, with legacy moves of Dragon Tail and Aqua Tail. So let me know what you guys think about this team and these battles. We do face an Obstagoon on the lead as well, for all of you going, what does he do against Obstagoon? So I hope you guys enjoy. Let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, getting into the first battle here, we have Magnazone versus Heracross on the lead. Obviously a terrible matchup right here, so we're going to go straight into the Gyarados on the safe swap. Now, Heracross got access to Rock Blast, which is going to be a super effective move, so obviously we need to respect that, and we're going to go ahead and shield right here in this situation. Now they do swap in a Whaleren, kind of predictable considering that it's either Whalerens are either going to be on the lead or in the back, Walren, whatever it's going to be. So we do land the crunch right there, which is very nice. Now what's great about Gyarados here is the water flying typing, so we only take neutral from Icicle Spear, which is going to be really advantageous for us in this mid game, especially since we land 2 crunches right there. Now I did give up a shield already, so I cannot give up 2 shields right here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to let these go and force the Walren here to utilize their energy. That way they don't have any chance of getting an Earthquake off on Magnazone. Now, we're going to go ahead and bring in Magnazone, farm down with Spark, and then we're going to swap right away into Chandelure, and hopefully they don't have a counter in the back. Well, they do, but this time it's going to be in a Alolan Muck with Poison Jab. That's what's very important about this matchup. This is going to allow us to get off multiple charge moves before we go down to a Dark Pulse, as we do have 1 shield, because Poison Jab doesn't gain as much energy as Snarl. So we're going to go ahead and shield the potential Dark Pulse right now. It is going to be an Acid Spray, which is unfortunate for us. That would have been a great no shield if we predicted that right there, but I knew I needed to get both shields out of the way because I knew Magnazone could close this game out for me. So we do get the second shield, and they're going to have to throw their energy right away. Otherwise, I'm going to absolutely obliterate them with the next Incinerate. So we are going to go down to the Dark Pulse here. Boom! But Magnazone is set up really well. Remember, we still have full HP, and what we're going to do is we are just going to load up on energy. 2 Wild Charges should win us the game right here. So they are going to go ahead and throw a Dark Pulse. That really doesn't do too much damage. They bring in the Heracross, so we're going to go ahead and throw the Wild Charge. And this is why Magnazone is just so deadly in the Ultra League. Boom! 1-shots the Heracross, and then we get to, I'm going to go ahead and go for a Wild Charge right here, knowing I can get to it. Just secure the victory. Instead of going for Mirror Shot, and maybe it just didn't do enough damage, but Wild Charge takes out the Alolan Muck there as well, and that is going to be a good first game, very well played. All right, moving to the next one, we got Magnazone versus Magnazone on the mirror fight right here on the lead. Now, my Magnazone is a lucky trade because I really needed to save Stardust like a year or 2 ago when Ultra League was kind of first introduced. So we're going to go ahead and go for a Mirror Shot here, but they swap into Trevenant to catch the charge move. So what we'll do is we'll just throw the Mirror Shot, which is fine, and then we're going to go ahead and go into Chandelure and just roast this tree alive. Yes, we are taking super effective damage from Shadow Claw, but I don't know if you guys are noticing how much we are chunking this Trevenant right here. So we are just going to go ahead and do 2 more Incinerates, and we are loaded, everyone. Absolutely loaded. So we're going to go ahead and go for Incinerate right, or Flame Charge right away here versus the Magnazone that is coming back in, and hopefully we can get the second one off as well. That way we can get 2 shields. So there's the first one. We're going to go ahead and go for the second one, and we get it. This is absolutely beautiful. This is going to set us up with shield advantage to try to close this game out. So we do get 2 shields right there, and they spark us down, which is fine. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my own Magnazone now, and we'll have to see what they decide to do. They're going to go ahead and swap right away into Escavalier. So I'm going to build up to 2 Wild Charges. That's very important, and we're going to swap now into Gyarados here versus the Escavalier. We're also going to no shield. My win condition here is with Magnazone. So Mega Horn lands, even though it is resisted, that still does a ton of damage. We're going to go ahead and go for an Aqua Tail. I don't think I'll be able to take it out in time, so I want to try to do 2 Aqua Tails if I can. If I just went for a crunch, I don't think it would have been enough. Yeah, we weren't able to get to 2 right there, which is perfectly fine. Remember, we have energy on Magnazone, so the drill run does take us out. We're going to go for the mirror shot right here after I do one spark. This is going to do enough resisted damage to take out the Escavalier, and then we have a wild charge ready to go for the Magnazone. Now, they're going to go ahead and throw the charge move, so we will shield, and if we see wild charge, I'm clicking on wild charge. Yeah, they did do a wild charge, so I'm just going to spam it right here, and because we are high attack because of Lucky, we're probably winning. That's why we won the CMP tie. Boom! That is going to be a good game. Very well played. All right, moving into the next battle here. We have Magnazone versus Obstagoon on the lead. Terrible matchup, and not very good for our cover in the back, but hopefully Gyarados right here can chunk some health. Now, they're deciding to stay in, which is always a good tell that something in the back might be weak. So we're going to go ahead and no-shield the first Night Slash right here. Get them to dump their energy, which is fine by me, and they do decide to swap now into Venusaur. So it's obviously going to be a losing matchup in this situation because we are so low, but we can really chunk with Crunch and Dragon Tail. As you guys can see, things are looking very good. We're going to go ahead and go for an Aqua Tail now. I didn't want them to throw a Frenzy Plant right away and I lose the opportunity to get myself shield advantage, so we do get a shield. And thankfully, they did throw right here, so it was a good call going for Aqua Tail. That way, I don't need to shield this Frenzy Plant. And they do decide to undercharge it, realizing they need some more energy right here. Now, we're going to go ahead. I could come in with Chandelure and farm down, but I really want to come in with Magnazone because its energy, when it gets a ton of energy, because the sparks are resisted, this thing is an absolute monster, and you guys know that. Wild Charge Mirror Shot, if I max this thing out at 100 energy while resisting the charge moves right here, we are looking very, very good. Now, Frenzy Plant does hurt a lot, so we got to respect the second one, so we will give up a shield right here to stop that. But I think I can, actually I won't be able to farm down. I'm going to have to go for Mirror Shot, but they actually decide to swap into Obstagoon, which is fine by me. I can go for 2 wild charges right here. The first one, it lands. Okay, I'm going to save my energy and come in with Chandelure. I'm going to go ahead and shield right here. And then we'll have to see what they have in the back, but hopefully we can handle it with Chandelure and energy. Remember, we still have a wild charge as well. Now, we are going to see a Typhlosion come in, which is going to be tough. We're going to go ahead and go for a Shadow Ball if I can, and I think I can survive a Blast Burn as well. So hopefully I can get to 2 Shadow Balls right here. That is that's my play, and we do get a shield, and they do get to the Blast Burn in time. Now, this is resisted, but Chandelure is a glass cannon, so hopefully we can hang on. That did way more damage than I thought, and the Incinerate takes us out, which is very unfortunate. Now, we're going to have to come in and go straight for Wild Charge right here, as hopefully it can one-shot the Typhlosion. Typhlosion barely hangs on. They swap out into Venusaur now, so I'm going to have to throw the Mirror Shot, and even though we will die to 1 Incinerate, Incinerate's a long, fast move, which means our Spark should do enough damage to take out Typhlosion, and it does, so that is going to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent. All right, next one, we got Dragonite on the lead. Very positive lead matchup right here for us, obviously. We're a bit behind on energy as well, but that's okay. What we're going to look to do here is threaten them with a shield by going for a Mirror Shot. They're building up a lot of energy, so I want them to feel the pressure early to force a shield, and we do get the shield, which is beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Wild Charge right away, and then I'm going to swap into Gyarados because it does have access to Dragon Tail. So we land the Wild Charge, and we go straight into Gyarados, and it's gone. Dragonite is gone. We save Magnazone as well, and we do see an Empoleon now come in. This is beautiful. Empoleon would have absolutely destroyed my Chandelure with those waterfalls, but now we can put a lot of pressure here on the Empoleon with Crunch and Dragon Tail, and we get a defense drop, which is just really, really nice. So we'll have to see what their final Pokemon is going to be. But we're going to go ahead and shield the Drill Peck right here, and I'm going to try to force a shield now with Aqua Tail. I think it might just do enough damage because of the debuff from Crunch, and it does. So Empoleon goes down. The final Pokemon is going to be an Escavalier. I mean, you guys can already see what's coming. We're going to go ahead and go for the Aqua Tail right here. Try to force that shield from our opponent, but Chandelure is going to absolutely destroy this Escavalier in the back. I don't swap out right there. I should have in hindsight, because this thing's going to completely farm us down, and I don't get to the Aqua Tail in time. So this is not looking good. Escavalier has a lot of energy, so I may need to sack swap, but we're going to go ahead and go for Incinerate. We got one through, which is great, and I think I only need to do one more. Honestly, 2 fast moves to do 50% of Escavalier's health, and yeah, 2 fast moves. We boomed! We boomed with fast moves. Jeez. We boomed with fast moves there. You guys are going to rip me apart in the comments. All right, next game, good game. We got Empoleon on the lead. So a pretty decent matchup right here. We're going to try to force shields, and they decided to swap into Kingdra. So I'm going to go ahead and build up some more energy and go for a Wild Charge right here just to chunk the health of Kingdra, and then I'm going to go straight into our Gyarados. So we do get a shield, actually, and then we're going to swap now into Gyarados, and things are looking very, very good. Now, we need to respect the potential outrage. That is the one thing that'll take us out. So I will give up a shield here on the first one. And then I'm just going to go ahead and basically commit to the farm down. They do get to the Octazooka in time, and hopefully we can land. Oh, they get to another charge move, but I'm going to call shield bait, and this is going to be another Octazooka, which we can survive, which is perfectly fine. Our attack did drop, though, which is very unfortunate because we needed that extra attack here to put a lot of pressure on Empoleon. So we're going to go ahead and go for Crunch. It's going to do a little less damage than you guys saw before, but still enough to threaten, and we're going to go ahead and go for an Aqua Tail now. Do as much chip damage as we can. Now, Empoleon is loading up quite a bit on energy, but thankfully our Magnazone has a charge move as well. So we're going to go ahead and bring that in. We'll have to see what they decide to swap into. My guess is going to be Dragonite. Empoleon Double Dragon was a very popular team in previous seasons, and it is going to be a Dragonite. So we're going to go ahead and build back up to 2 Wild Charges, and we're just going to throw it. So here comes the first one. If this lands, it's going to do so much damage. Boom! Nearly one-shots. We come in with Chandelure to get ahead on energy. That way we can force a shield here from Empoleon because they're going to have to throw, and they do. So what we're going to do now is we're going to shield the Hydro Cannon. And then we're going to go for the Flame Charge right here. This is going to force that shield. And remember, we were managing our energy very well on Magnazone, so we do have a Wild Charge ready to go. So we do get the shield. One more Incinerate would take it out, but they go ahead and throw their energy, which is perfectly fine. Magnazone is going to go ahead and come in. Boom! We're going to go ahead and come in, throw the Wild Charge, and close this game out. So when you read teams, like we saw the Empoleon, we saw the Kingdra, you know it's most likely a Dragonite in the back, and Magnazone is the key to victory. It took out everything right there, which is beautiful. So good game, very well played. All right, we got Magnazone versus Walrein here. So this is actually a very good matchup for us, and they decide to swap into Gallade, so I decided to go into Chandelure here. Now, Confusion is doing a lot more damage than I anticipated in this matchup, so they're obviously going to win this mid game, but I can really get myself shield advantage right here, which is definitely going to be needed for the end game, because again, Magnazone with energy is pretty deadly. So we're going to go ahead, and I believe I decided to let this one go. I don't think I'll make it to another Flame Charge in time. So things aren't looking too good, but at least we got shields. And we do have a Magnazone now that can come in and load up on energy. But we're going to go ahead and shield and respect the potential close combat right here. Obviously, that would be really bad, but it's just a Leaf Blade, which is fine. We're going to load up on some energy, and we're counting their fast moves. That was only 2, so this is going to be another Leaf Blade, so we'll let this go. But Magnazone loading up on energy is extremely, extremely deadly. So we're going to go ahead and count. There's 2, and we're going to go ahead and throw the Mirror Shot now. I'm not going to be able to farm down in time before they get to another Leaf Blade. So I'd rather have the HP here on Magnazone than that extra bit of energy. So now we will see Walrein come straight in. So we're going to go ahead and go straight for a Wild Charge, get ourselves that final shield or boom it out of the water. And we boom it. So we're going to go ahead and now swap into Gyarados, and they have a Charizard in the back. So this is going to be a wrap as Dragon Tail and Aqua Tail absolutely destroy Charizard. So this is really, really nice for us. We're going to go ahead and shield the Dragon Claw right here and then just go for double Aqua Tail once we get to it. And we do get to it in time, so this is going to be a good game, very well played. The Walrein as well does not have a lot of energy whatsoever, so we're going to go ahead and just close this game out with another Aqua Tail, and that is going to be a good game, very well played to my opponent. So a bit rough in the mid game there, but in hindsight, it was the correct decision based on their team, right? We got a bit lucky, but that's okay. All right, moving to the next one, we got another Walrein on the lead, so let's see what they decide to do. They're going to go ahead and stay in right here. We obviously need to respect the potential Earthquake if they build up enough energy, but we will go ahead and throw the Wild Charge early. I want to force the hand of shields first before I have to shield the potential Earthquake, and they let it go. Boom! One shots right there. And we do see a Machamp come in, so we're going to go ahead and swap straight into Gyarados. And they're not swapping out, which is always very good here for us. That means Chandelure might do pretty well in the late game. We still have energy on Magnazone as well. So we go ahead and block that Rock Slide, and sure enough, it's going to be a Sylveon in the back. So Chandelure is going to absolutely destroy the back end right here. being able to resist Charm and resist the fighting type move. So we're going to go ahead and keep our shield for the Chandelure to close this game out, because we got to watch out for another Rock Slide there from Machamp. But 2 Aqua Tails right here should do enough to chunk the Sylveon pretty low, and then we can come in with Magnazone and load up yet again on energy to force those 2 shields, because Machamp with 2 shields is still a threat, especially with the amount of HP it has and the ability to one-shot my Chandelure. So we're going to no-shield the Psyshock. Thankfully it is resisted because of our steel typing, and then we're going to go ahead and just commit to the farm down with Spark. That way we can go for double Wild Charge. Now, if they sneak through a fast move, it's over. Magnazone goes down, and this game might be a wrap. So we're going to go ahead and go for a Wild Charge. We do get a shield right here, and then we're going to go ahead and go for another one right away, and thankfully we got it. This is going to force that second shield from our opponent. And then we're going to swap straight into Chandelure and close this game out very nicely. So, good game to my opponent, but Magnazone really putting in some work there. One-shotting the Walrein, farming down Sylveon, and getting both shields from Machamp. It's an absolute monster, and they do decide to surrender. So, good game, very well played. All right, moving to the final battle. We got Magnazone versus Sylveon. Very, very positive lead right here for us. Sylveon honestly doesn't have anywhere to go other than my Gyarados, and we do see a Walrein swap into it, so even more positive for us. So we're just going to go ahead and load up, throw the Wild Charge after they decide to throw their energy. So I'm going to go ahead and shield. I got to respect the potential Earthquake right here, but we're going to make sure we get ourselves plenty of energy before we start unleashing these Wild Charges on the Walrein. So here comes the first one. If it lands, it one-shots. Are we booming walruses today? We are. Boom! See ya! Let's see what decides to come in now. It's probably going to be a fighter, maybe another tank. Let's see. It's actually going to be a Charizard. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Wild Charge here. Force that first shield, and then we're going to go straight into Actually, we're going to go straight into Chandelure, I should say. Chandelure is going to be able to force another shield here with Shadow Ball. That way we can save Gyarados for the Charizard when they eventually decide to swap out here to have a better end game. Now, they do decide to swap out, so we're going to go ahead and just go for Flame Charges, start putting pressure on the Sylveon. Our goal is to get that final shield in order to close this game out. So they decided to no-shield that first one. That's fair enough. We're going to go ahead and go for the second one here, and this should definitely get the final shield. And that is looking to be a good game to my opponent, knowing that we have Gyarados. Oh, they decided to let it go. All right. Boomed the Sylveon out of there. They're going to go ahead and farm us down, which is fine. We're going to bring in Gyarados right here and just close this game out. So that is looking to be a good game. Very well played. Yeah, Gyarados can come in. Dragon Tail, Aqua Tail. Going to close this thing out. We're going to go ahead, and I believe I let this first. No, I decided to shield the first one. Okay. It's just going to be a Dragon Claw. Again, Dragon Claw, Blast Burn. We can survive those, which is fine. And I think this is going to be another Dragon Claw, but I think we can just Dragon Tail down right here, if I'm being honest. Yeah, Dragon Tail doesn't do too much. So yeah, we're just going to Dragon Tail down, or Dragon Claw doesn't do too much. Here comes the third one. We're going to be able to survive, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. They honestly didn't really have an answer for Magnazone, which was really helpful there for us to have it with that much energy on the lead. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. These battles were really fun. This team is awesome. Chandelure, definitely spicy, performs pretty well, but Magnazone, I think it's just so good in this meta because Wild Charge can absolutely destroy the fighters that are coming out to counter Walrein, and it can destroy Walrein itself. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.